Yo, welcome back to another episode of On Spot Sports. I'm Jack and Tate. We are joined by a very special guest, current professional hockey player Cam Hofstetter. Cam most recently played with the Kalkaska Battlers in the Michigan Independent Hockey League this past season, putting up quite a few points, so can't complain about that. But he's also signed back to Kalkaska for this season, but he's also talking to a few Fed teams as well. So that's exciting for him. But before he played professional hockey, he played in the ACHA with Davenport University, ACHA D3, and then he also played junior hockey in the USPHL Premier with the Motor City Hawks and the CPJ JHL, and he played in the USP 3HL as well with the Kalkaska Rhinos. So I'm very excited to get you on, Cam. So welcome to the show, Cam Hofstetter.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
the
course.
list goes on. So I played college on at Davenport. Wasn't too happy with where I was. I wasn't supposed to be there to begin with. Junior. So like I started my junior career when I was 17 in Kalkaska. I think the blue jersey over there.
That's sick.
But yeah, I started there. So that was my big leap year. I skipped high school hockey. I went from double A to juniors. And I thought I was good in double A because I had like 80 points in like 35 games. I'm like, dude, I'm gross at hockey.
You're
So
sick.
then I went to, yeah, dude. And then I went to juniors and I'm like, I got humbled real quick, man. At the time I was like 100 pounds. I was shorter than I am now. So I was like, it was a good turning point for me, but it was a good stepping stone, good league. So I got into that league. After that year, I had some good offers. I had an offer to the NOJHL and the GOJHL, and then a SIJHL, which I don't even know if that league's around anymore. But
Yeah, no.
um, so after my first year, dude, after my first year in Kalkaska, I got my tonsils taken out and they messed up the surgery, dude. And I ended up losing like 35, 40 pounds. So I
Oh
couldn't
my
play
God.
that whole season. And then I think on my elite it says I went to Canada for like 5 games or something.
Yeah.
I just had to go to that crappy league up there. But yeah, it's been a little ride of injuries and dealing with, hockey. So
Yeah. But like to like let's like rewind a little bit and like talk about like youth hockey and growing up and like just like when did you first put the skates on, like and why did you do it?
oh man, I learned how to skate before I even knew how to bike. I was probably three or four around there, dude. We had this little cabin on the lake, dude, and my dad used to take me out there like a bicycle helmet on, these little Easton skates, and I just fell in love with it, dude. My dad's a big reason why I started hockey. He's a big Red Wings fan. He got a big old Red Wings slug on his arm with the Stanley Cup and the squid. Or no, actually not the Stanley Cup, but he's got the squid wrapped around it. But
Yeah.
he used to take like tarps in the backyard and make ghetto ice rinks out back in the yard, dude. I used to go out there and play all the time, and I'm like, dude, I love hockey. So I fell in love with hockey at a young age.
Yeah. Like
So
what would you say like that like the tarp when the ice on the tarp like really made you fall in love with the game and then you just started you're like I want to take this thing as far as I can.
yeah, dude, it was watching hockey with my dad, watching the Red Wings, old good gritty hockey, dude, back in the like late 90s, early 2000s when the Red Wings
Yeah.
are nasty. Hockey was, really tough back then, and just watching it and then playing even street hockey. I mean, I even before I learned how to skate, I was playing street hockey with my dad and my cousins. So that's what really got me into it. And I was like, yeah, I love hockey, man.
Yeah, so like you're from like the Traverse City area in Michigan. Like obviously Michigan is known for their hockey. So like what was youth hockey like growing up for you, especially like in the Upper Peninsula over there?
Oh, dude, it's nuts. Like even now, it's gotten even like it's more evolved now around Travers. There's so much youth hockey. It's hard to keep up with. But yeah, youth hockey was really good. Um, I played quite a bit. I went from house to travel, and then once I started getting older and older, I think it was I can't remember the league. I think it was Pee Wee's. I can't remember, but I made a travel team 2 years in a row, and the coach was Dallas Drake.
Oh, really?
So he played in the yeah he played in the NHL.
Yeah.
Um, playing with his daughter, and I actually ended up playing against his son and juniors, like my first year in Kalkaska. But yeah, just youth hockey around here. So the one year I didn't make like I didn't make the travel team, dude. So I was like devastated, and I actually quit for like I took about 5, 6 years, completely stopped playing. No skating, nothing, man. I took off quite a few years and just kind of gave it up, and then I picked it back up again.
Yeah,
So
like what made you pick it up again? Did you just miss the game so much? And like what was the story behind there?
yeah, dude, I miss playing a lot, but I started hanging around with the wrong people, and I started getting in trouble, like legal trouble.
Yeah.
Um, like it's gonna sound like cheesy, but dude, like hockey actually I think saved me and kept me out of jail, like to be honest, because I was around like 15 to 16, dude. I was a bad kid. I was fighting. I got kicked out of school, kicked out of another alternative school, and that's when I went online and just started playing juniors. So
Yeah, so junior hockey technically came in to save you from going to jail,
dude, yeah.
being a bad
Yeah,
kid.
I wasn't making the best decisions in life, and
Yeah.
everyone. I mean, everyone has their problems growing up, and you grow up and you realize you mature and stay away from crappy things. But like,
Yeah.
there was a point in my youth that I was so invested in hockey, and then I didn't make that more experienced travel team, so I just gave it up, and I started picking up other stuff and just hanging around the wrong people and doing things that I thought were cool, which weren't cool.
Yeah.
It was a crazy process. Like everyone, whenever I talk to people now, they're like, "There's no way I can't see you ever being, a troublemaker." I used to fight in high school and just just stupid stuff that I regret. But hockey, dude, juniors is what saved me, and it put me on the right path and got me to where I am now. So
Yeah, hockey was your out to be successful and just go up the ranks from junior hockey, played college, and now you're pursuing the professional dream as well.
yep, dude, still going strong at it.
Still going strong, but like you said, like your first year you played of juniors, you played in Kalkaska, which is only like 20 minutes from your house. So how cool is it to play junior hockey right right near your hometown?
Yeah, dude, it was nice. So like having the nerves of jumping up to like a bigger league, better league, bigger guys, faster
Yeah,
pace, all around better. It was like really nerve wracking. It was nice living at home, dude. So like, I didn't have to worry about, leaving home at a younger age and dealing with that extra stress and not seeing family and friends. It was nice, dude, just being able to go hang out with the guys and go to practice every day and then come back home to my own bed. It was so nice, dude. It was especially just being around the family and having their support too. My family's always been super supportive. Like even at the Battlers games, there's probably just like 20 to 30 people that know me that are just friends and family that come to every game. So it helped a lot playing at home for sure.
yeah, and that buildings are always buzzing. It's always packed, so I'm sure you
Oh
get
yeah.
it's good support over there.
Oh yeah. It was awesome. It's a good time.
Yeah. So like what do you learn from that first year of juniors when you're going through that step up where you're playing against those bigger guys that you don't really play against when you're playing house, youth, pee-wee, whatever it is.
Yeah, you definitely learn to pick your head up.
Yeah.
That's a start.
Especially
That's a
being a smaller guy.
Yeah, dude, you learn to pick your head up, but a lot of it was like strength for me. I was really thin at the time, didn't lift. Um, my coach is actually Christoph Allo. I don't know if you know who that is.
Sounds
He
familiar.
he won a Stanley Cup with the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
He's a big fighter. He's mainly a fighter, like a fourth line grind. Just I think he led the league in penalty minutes one year, but
Wow.
um, yeah, he was my coach, dude, and he's another big reason, dude. He helped me a lot advance in like the aspect of being more mentally there for hockey and staying focused on the right path and just becoming stronger and better like overall. Because when I first he's the one that gave me an opportunity. I wasn't good enough to even go play juniors, and I'm sure a lot of teams would have turned me down and said, this kid's not good enough.
Yeah.
He took me in, and I mean, he had me on the ice like 5 days a week, just grinding and then, training nonstop. So he helped me evolve and like really advance myself. So yeah, he was a big stepping stone in the career that I've had. So
Yeah, it's like what's like the importance? Obviously, the mindset and everything, and being present on the ice is super important. But like, what have you learned about like having like all the distractions, like be somewhere else, and when you're on the ice, like you just got to focus on hockey.
Yeah, dude, it you know, playing junior hockey was a lot different because prior to that, I would just kind of mess around and you know, just not take it that serious because I was like
Yeah,
thought I was really good, right? So I'm like, I don't need to work. And then when I came there, I'm like, yeah, I have a lot to work on. So I pretty much just stayed focused and stuck to myself. Kind of, I took away from hanging out with people that I shouldn't be anymore, and I started grinding with hockey and going home watching YouTube videos and doing everything I could, just even on my own lifting and stuff. It was a big step, but I'm glad that I took it and it's helped me to get where I am today. So it was a good
yeah,
stepping stone for sure.
yeah. And I think that's one of the like the most underrated aspects of climbing the ladder, as you can say, is just being having like that off ice routine where you're going to the gym, especially when you're playing junior hockey, like just to get stronger, get bigger, and like it helps build yourself into that better hockey player, and you're also going to be stronger, so you're not going to be able to get push off the puck as often as you were if you didn't go to the gym. Like your shot will become harder because you're lifting. Just you're going to get faster if doing leg day stuff like that, and like lifting has definitely like been a big aspect to like develop you as a player and develop your strength.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. I even now, like, I did powerlifting for a while, um, at the beginning stages of high school, and then now I lift like 5, 6 days a week. But dude, I became so much stronger, and it's helped me translate over to not getting knocked off the puck as easy because I'm a smaller guy. So normally, bigger guys just want to take my head off, but I got a good structure and low body strength to, like, keep me on my edges and not get demolished in the corners and stuff. So, but lifting is huge for me. During the season, I kind of take a slight step back from
Yeah,
lifting as much so I can keep my like speed up instead of I notice when I start lifting, I start getting more heavy leg when I'm on the ice, and I like to go fresh and have my cardio going. So
yeah. There's definitely in the season just take it down a notch, and like you because you're during the season, like you're on the ice so much that you're just doing it just to stay even and stay like what's the word, just to you're not trying to like build any strength or anything. You're just trying to like maintain it. There you go. You're trying to just maintain what you have, and as because you're on the ice 5 6 days a week, whatever it is.
right. Yeah, no. I definitely put it's crazy. I wish I had the mindset that I do now. I wish I would have had this back when I was 16, 17,
Yeah,
even 15. I would have took hockey so much more serious, and like I put in more work this past year and a half than I have my entire life for hockey. So
yeah. It's definitely
yeah,
definitely a lot of fun. Just like you wouldn't think working out is fun, but like if you're working to like achieve a goal and like achieve like your dreams, like it makes working out and like doing all the little things, the small details, everything to like, help get yourself that much better every single day. It makes it so much more worth it than just being like just going through the motions, be like, oh, I have to do this, but like you're doing it with a purpose.
right, yeah. No, my mentality too has always been like I want to be the first in the puck. I want to
Yeah.
beat people with the puck with my speed. Because I'm so small that I got to use my speed to stay away from big hits and awareness and just create plays on the ice. So I really just focus on that.
Yeah, like what's like the biggest piece of advice you have for being like a younger or like a smaller player? Like you just said skating and everything. Like what's some other advice that you've learned throughout the years of your career?
I would say a big thing is eating. Like eat a lot of food, eat a
Yeah,
lot of carbs, eat a lot of protein. Make sure you're on a regimen. Get good sleep. Hit the weight room, man. If you're a smaller guy, because people, no matter what, people are gonna try. You're a target on the ice. They see
yeah.
a smaller guy and they're bigger.
They're
They
just
want
gonna
to
try and run
absolutely
you.
ruin you. Just keep, just work on keeping your head up. Make smart plays and use your edges big time to make cuts. Throw fakes in there with your head. Don't just be kind of like standing straight up and down, or else it won't be good. But yeah, for smaller players, you just gotta it's the little things that translate into games that keeps you safe and makes you have a better game overall. Like,
Yeah, that's
nowadays,
go for it.
teams nowadays do teams there's a bunch of big dudes out there. You see
Yeah,
more and more bigger guys. There's 14, 15-year-olds that are 6 foot tall now,
yeah,
200 pounds. They're
it's crazy.
big boys. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I think that was one of the biggest things I learned as like a smaller guy. Like when I was a forward throughout high school, especially getting into high school, is keep your head up because bigger
It's
guys are gonna try to run you, and you're a big target on when you're on the ice. So you just got to keep your head up and use your use your skating to your strength or whatever like your biggest strength is. You got to use that to your advantage. So
another thing too. I mean, and not really so much for the youth, but guys trying to advance to juniors, maybe out of high school or double A. I would say like learn how to fight. Like just take. You don't have to go fight people.
yeah,
That's not what I'm trying to say. Like take a boxing class or something, dude. If you're a smaller guy, because like people are gonna test you just because you're small, and if you know how to fight and you throw down with someone, you're gonna earn a lot of people's respect, and people aren't gonna mess with you as much. So that's another big thing that I would say, that it would be a good idea for someone to do.
yeah, not a bad thing to pick up and learn, especially if you
No,
have to drop him like,
all
and
right.
you put up a good fight like you said, you're gonna get more respect, and
Yeah, people are gonna
no
respect
one's
you.
gonna bother no one's gonna bother you as much as they were before.
Right. Yeah, no doubt on that.
Yeah, but then after that year in Kalkaska is when you went to the Canada League and the CPJHL, where you played there for 1.5 years before heading over to the USPHL Premier with the Motor City Hawks. Like, what was those last couple years of junior hockey like?
Oh man. So like I said before, like I had my tonsils taken out and something went wrong with the surgery
Yeah,
and I lost all my weight, like all my muscle that I gained from Kalkaska training all went away, dude. It was terrible. It was like super depressing, man. And I was devastated because I had an offer to go back to play for them, but I also had, I think, better offers from outside of Michigan that I wish I could have taken, and I kind of regret not being able to. But the whole Canada thing, I think it was like 5 games I played up in Canada. That was the year that I got my tonsils taken out and couldn't play a full season. I, I went there just because, they gave me an opportunity just to show up for a little bit and
yeah,
kind of get back on my feet. And at that point, I was just like, I'm just gonna enjoy the few weeks that I'm here. I was 19 here. I think, yeah, I was 19 in Canada, so I was, partying, drinking, not really, I'm just coming off of being injured and not being able to play. So I was kind of just there for
yeah,
a little fun time. It
for a
wasn't
good
nothing
time.
special. And yeah, the hockey wasn't too good in that league. It was good for me at the time because I was just coming off the couch. So after that short stint, I came home for the summer. Really didn't take kind of still didn't take hockey serious, wasn't training that much, just playing here and there. I went back to that same team and I started taking it serious and I realized, it was a gong show there and they weren't living to their expectations. And I realized, like it's my last year of juniors. I need to, go play college. I want to go play college. So, the coach there wasn't holding up to his end and wasn't getting scouts there. So I'm like, and at this time, man, I was in shape, but I weighed like 168 and I'm 5'6". So I was drinking too. So at that point I realized I need to get my stuff together and I started training hard and the move to Detroit to the USPHL Premier, I played in that league my first year. It was the USP3, but they changed
Yeah,
it to Premier Elite and then NCDC or whatever. So, but I'm like, that league's really good. I know I've played in it. I know how it is. You get big exposure to colleges. Like they're a big college junior program. So I went there, kind of got my stuff together, started taking hockey more serious. And then, yeah, I just finished my junior career in Detroit and I loved it there. It was a nice organization and we made it to nationals, but didn't do very well. So
yeah. But like, what was that like development period like? Obviously, like you go from the Canada League where you're just there to get your feet set again, and then you go into the USPHL Premier, which is a jump from that league. So like, what do you learn as like from a development standpoint before heading to college?
Yeah, so I realized real quick that the leagues matter and the level of play matters depending on
Yeah.
where you go. And I did pretty good at the CPJHL for being out of shape and not really caring about hockey too much. I was putting up quite a few points. Um, but when I made that jump, that's when it made me realize, like I need to start thinking about college and my future and do I really want to take this serious? And I had a couple ACHA D1 offers, but they weren't in Michigan. And me being away from home for 2.5 years for juniors, I wanted to be close to my family because my grandpa wasn't in good health. And I wanted to stay closer to Travers and play college. So that's why I took up Davenport. And then, I didn't end up liking it there. So as you can see on my league, I didn't play full 2 seasons because of injuries there too. But just didn't really like it down there. So I found out about the mill and made the jump from juniors to college. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna make another jump, see how this is. And last year is the most fun I've ever had playing hockey, man. The actual love in the game. Like I had the love for hockey in college, but it kind of was up and down. But this year, dude, I was fully focused in the gym, training. I love the guys, love the atmosphere. The league was good play, I thought. And yeah, I just love hockey again this past year, and I've committed myself big time, more than I ever have, in the best shape of my life too. So
Yeah, like that's the biggest thing. It's just where developing and like realizing that there's bigger and better things. Like once you take something seriously, like you never know how far you can go. And you're you were played in the middle this year, and hopefully you get a shot in the Fed this year, and you never know where it could take you from there.
right, yeah, that's the overall goal. I mean, not too bad for someone that didn't fully get to live out their junior career and
Yeah,
in college, man. I joined during COVID. I think we only played like 8 games my first year, and then the second year, I got a bad concussion, and I ended up, or actually, I had two. I had two in a month, so I only played probably 15, 12 games maybe then, and then four junior, and I'm like, I'm done with hockey.
yeah,
I had a lot of mental stuff going on because of, concussions and dealing with that type of stuff. But um and I found this league and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. Sounds right back at home, right where I started hockey. So I'm like, I'll be around family and friends just how I wanted it to. And I went online for college and yeah, played out well. And now the overall goal is to play in the Fed. That's what I'm shooting for.
yeah.
So
That's huge. Like, what was your year in Kalkaska like in the mill, and just everything you've talked about, like the atmosphere and like how it's close to home, and you love the boys. Like, what was like the year overall like for you, and individually and as a team?
man, it was a process to start the season. We were dealing with some, new organizations never easy to,
Yeah,
deal with everything and aspects of leadership and then the group of guys we had and everything was all over the place because it's not like the Fed where everyone lives in town. So you know how it is. Like
yeah,
people live from all over driving and stuff. So at the beginning of the year, our coaching changes and kind of just getting used to the league and getting the thing rolling. It was tough. It was tough starting off the season, but we started getting it all together and more of the guys at the beginning of the year we kind of had people coming and going way too much and it was inconsistent and you couldn't build chemistry with anyone and the locker room was kind of, iffy. But throughout the season we got our stuff going and middle of the year we started playing hockey and then the end of the year, well, you guys beat us in the playoffs, but we had a good run with you guys in the playoffs and you guys were like the three-peat champions or something like that. So I thought we ended the season really well, man. Like everyone counted us out from the beginning, and I mean, I see why we started off really bad, but we put it together at the end of the year, and I was happy with the overall, team. All the guys, the group of guys were amazing to be around. I love all of them, man. It was a good time in Kalkaska. The atmosphere, the fans, man. I'm telling you, I'm from this area, and the community is insane up here, dude. They get behind you and it's a big supportive community and it was just a great time. And then individually for me, I thought I had a really good year considering, I didn't really fully play out my college years either. It was just on and off and
yeah.
this is my first year to finally commit and get in shape and play. I think I missed like a couple games down in Detroit for like specific reasons, no injuries or anything, but I stayed healthy all year and I felt really good. Um, I felt like I played really well. I'm really fast, and this off season I've put up since the end of the season I put on 6 pounds, so I'm
Or
trying to get up 10 pounds before the next season and see how I feel with that. But yeah, no, overall it was a great year, man. I loved it.
yeah, and like that, like I like how you brought up like the community and the fans because like that was one of the biggest things I noticed about playing in Kalkaska was just the fan base and like everyone's there to show up for the team and like I think when I played you guys in March, like it was a packed place, like it was a tight game. Like I think it was like 3-2 with like
Yeah,
2 minutes left, and like I couldn't even hear my own thoughts. And
right.
the whole last 2 minutes of the game because like the fans were screaming and like the place was just buzzing. It's like I really like enjoyed the atmosphere. And I'd say that's probably one of the better places that we played that has like a good atmosphere.
Oh yeah, for sure. When I started juniors there, a lot of people obviously know me around the area and remembered me, and it was like a big old welcome home, dude. I think we had over like 550 people in the crowd. It was packed, dude, like shoulder to shoulder. It was electric, man. It felt like a Fed game, dude. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm like, dude, I feel like, it's all setting in. Like I'm an actual hockey player now. It's not just, 20, 30 fans in the stands. This is real deal. I'm like, this is awesome. It was awesome, dude. It was a memorable season. Best time I've ever
Yeah.
had playing hockey. It was amazing.
Yeah, like last year for me, like when I first joined the mill, like I thought that was like my best year and like my most fun year, and then this year happens, and it's like at this point, like it keeps getting better and better. Like no matter the adversity you face and stuff like that throughout the season, like it just feels like the seasons just keep getting better and better, and like you just fall more and more in love with the game, even though you already were in love with the game, but like even building an even further love for the game.
Right. Yeah, no, if I don't end up going to play in the Fed, I'm obviously I'm in contact with one team right now that everything's looking pretty smooth and good. Like I wouldn't even have to go to their training camp or anything. Obviously their main camp, but I wouldn't have to
Yeah,
go to a prospect skate for them. But I'm gonna go to a few others and hope I make it there. If not, then right back in Kalkaska, and I'm gonna grind and put up more points and become fix the little things I know I gotta fix,
yeah.
few little things and touch up and kind of get some more highlights and add it to a clip and send it out to teams. But I'm really curious, man, to see how this new league is. I'm really curious. I was kind of a little upset when I found out we weren't going to play in the mill, but I understand
Yeah.
it's business and whatever's best for the team and the ownership, and you never know. Maybe I'll like it more. You never know.
Yeah, you never know unless you try. And like I remember playing you guys in the playoffs too, and like that was the best Kalkaska team like I've played against. Like you guys came to play, and like the other game that I played was obviously close as well. But like those games were like the intensity was there, and like you guys like belonged there. Like you guys gave us a run for our money, and went all the way to overtime in game two there.
Yeah, dude, everyone counted us out, man. We got a good group together, started connecting more, and the boys started hanging out. We'd go to the bar after our home games, and everyone in Kalkaska would come. And dude, it was like I said, it from the start, it was really tough. And
Yeah,
I've been here since the end of summer, being with the team, and I was one of the very few that were here from the jump, and it was a big progress. I wish we would have played the way we did at the end of the season to start. I think overall things would have been a lot different, but that's the it's process with hockey and dealing with people traveling and new teams, and it was a process, but I
yeah.
wouldn't change it. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was probably better that you guys had the start that you did, and then you built into it, and then you're off running by the end of the season when right when playoffs are about to start, and like that's when you really want to be playing your best hockey.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a building block. It's better to start low and get high than start high and just kind of go downhill. It's reverse roles wouldn't be as good. So
Yeah, exactly. Like, how excited are you for this next season? Like, obviously, with if you're with Kalkaska or you're somewhere in the Fed, like, how excited are you?
Dude, I'm really excited. I've been putting a lot of work on the ice 2 to 3 times a week on my own, just doing skill stuff and then drop-ins because that's all what's really around here. But regardless of where I'm at, Fed, Kalkaska, nothing changes. The vision's the same and
Yeah,
the goals are the same, and I know what I got to do this next season. And I'm always a guy that has progression. I write down stuff and goals and stuff I got to achieve and things I need to work on, and I focus on the little things. And regardless, I'm gonna step it up this next year and you know get better, help the team win, no matter who I'm playing for, and just overall become better as a hockey player. So
it's all you can do, and just if you get better every day, like that's the main priority, and like that's what you want, just 1% better every day, and 365 days in a year, that's 365% better throughout the whole year.
right, yeah, it's just the little things, man. It all starts with the little things and getting in good habits and
Yeah.
building off those.
Yeah, exactly. But before we wrap this episode up, I have a few more questions for you. So, do you have any advice for players looking to get to that next level? Whether it be like, I know we talked about it before a little bit, but like one last, like all together, like one last piece.
Yeah, I would say no matter who you are, big, small, tall, it doesn't matter your weight, whatever, you got to believe in yourself, man. Like a lot of people counted me out. I had people tell me when I was playing, I didn't try out for varsity because I was dealing with people saying I sucked at hockey and
Yeah,
a bunch of these kids around my area. It was a big clique they had, and when I stopped playing youth hockey, they stuck together while I stayed back. So they were kind of all against me and toward high school, and they're like, "You're not gonna ever be good." And I've ended up making it further than every single person that ever said anything to
amazing
me. I
how that
played
works.
juniors. I played college. I'm playing pro now. I'm getting paid a little bit of money to play hockey now. Like not a lot of people can say they've been paid
No,
to play a sport they love, man. And it's crazy to look back on my journey and my past and think that I gave up on hockey and pretty much life in general kind of 2 times. And that's a big thing. Is just believe in yourself, put in the work, stay dedicated, grind, just become better every single day, eat a lot of food, lift weights, do the little things that, are going to make you better, and don't let anyone tell you anything. With you set your mind to something, you can achieve it. Like my next goal, I told a lot of people, I'd go play juniors. I did that. I told about, now I'm telling all my family and friends I'm going to be in the Fed. Whether it's this year or 2 years from now, I will be in the Fed and I will make it. That's just how it's going to go. I'm dedicated. I'm
yeah,
100% eventually, man. If it's not this year, you know what? I grind harder and put in the work, and next year's, look. So just never give up. That's all I got to tell the kids and the youth or the next level. Be prepared and have a positive mindset. That's all you can do, man.
yeah. That's all you can do, and like I love that mindset. Like no matter what happens, like you're gonna be in the Fed eventually. Like whether it's this year, next year, you're just gonna work for it, and like that's all. That's like what I think separates a lot of guys. It's just how much they're willing to work and how much they're willing to grind, even if they're not at the right level they want to be right that season. But like you're still gonna work for it and continue to work for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I've been turned down before and not made travel teams when I was younger. And I gave up then. And if I'm telling anyone anything, do not give up because you can't get those years back.
Yeah,
I think it
no,
was 5 years I took off hockey. I couldn't get it back. And who knows if I would have stuck it out and just used the bad things for fuel and maybe it would have been a different outcome than now. But I wouldn't change my story or the road I've had. So
yeah, exactly. I love that. And then the final question is, how's it kind of goes hand in hand? How does it make you feel to accomplish something that you've always dreamed of?
oh man, it's been good. I know like our league's kind of like semi-pro, but we've got paid and
Yeah,
a lot more fans, and it was just a professional atmosphere to be around, and it's crazy. So my grandpa passed away right before the season started. So that was really tough. He was like one of my biggest supporters. And I always, as a kid, I always told him I'd make it to the NHL and stuff like that. And obviously, I know now I'm not going to
Yeah.
the NHL, but uh, it's kind of nice. Uh, Me and him grew up. He used to take me to the Traverse City games. It was a junior league, and I always told him like, I'll play here one day, and I ended up playing in that league. And then, I told him I'd play pro, and I did that, and now the Fed is the next step, and I'll be able to say, I finally accomplished my. Once I'm in the Fed and play even one game, man, I'm happy with what I've done in hockey.
Yeah. That's
So
that's unreal. Like that's something you want to have like all that support and everything from your family, your parents, your friends, and like that's what makes it all worth it. Is just like accomplishing something you want and then having like all that support.
oh yeah, no doubt, yeah. I'm proud of the journey I've had and the ups and downs, the
Yeah.
injuries. I've stuck with it and tried to keep a positive mindset, and now I'm here, so
Yeah.
can't complain.
Exactly. You can't complain. But I think that's a great place to wrap this episode up. So Cam, thank you again for coming on the show. I appreciate your time and want to wish you the best of luck, whether you be in the APHL with the Kalkaska or if I see you in the Fed next year.
Yes, sir. No, I appreciate you having me on. This was awesome, man. It was good talking to you.